Dwayne, can you come up here? Ange, can you come up here? As you guys know, most of you are in the industry in some capacity. It takes a village to make a movie, and this movie wouldn't have been completed and wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for these two. If we could give them a round of applause. Angelina can testify that I probably quit acting and filmmaking maybe 50 times during post and during, throughout the whole process. This is my first directorial debut feature film that I star in, wrote, directed, produced. And
yeah, I did.
But, you know, like I said, no man's an island. And Dwayne shot the movie as our director of photography and editor, and every single frame in this film I'm just tickled, I'm so proud of. So thank you, Dwayne, and thank you both for the endless hours at Dwayne's house editing. And I like to say thank you to Dwayne's family that's here tonight for coming out. I hope your dogs like me a little more. You know, they're a little bit more used to me. But yeah, a lot of my cast is here tonight. I'd like to, if you're here, if you guys could stand, the cast, so everyone can see your beautiful faces. Tony in the back there. You guys, you know, just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you for coming out and believing in me as your director. You know, you guys, I thought of each and every one of you for this movie as I was writing, and it's just such a pleasure to be able to, you know, not just be an actor, but also to say, hey, you know, come to my movie and I'll, you know, dig deep in my pocket and pay you something for coming out and giving us your beautiful talent. So thank you all so much. And I guess that's it. Let the show begin. Oh wait, Dwayne's got something. What? Ambrogio recently won at the New Jersey Film Awards Best Feature Film, Best Special Effects Makeup, and Best Original Score. Thank you, Noah. Nakoa's friend from his hometown Noah Marconi did our music. And we also won at the Honoros New York Film Festival. I won Best First Time Director. That's really cool.
Accept your flowers, Alex.
Couldn't have done it without my team, and I couldn't have done it even back when Dave, who's running that camera, when I did the short version of this film with my mother, and didn't know anything about cameras, and I was looking for a place in Georgia or an ancient Greek type of location, and he pointed out Loganville, this park that we went to shoot in. So thank you, Dave. This film, you know, last thing I'll say is that this film is a testament to when you're an actor on set or whatever position you are, and keeping your eyes and ears open to everything around you, you know, locations, the directors, whoever, and just keeping that in mind. And if you feel the need to create something on your own, then you have the resources. And so I couldn't have done this film without years of being on set. Our film takes place in a beautiful house that Tim shot at his pilot Dead Man's Playground at, and it was beautiful and amazing, and I couldn't get over that house. And anyway, I know I ramble, so I'll shut up. Enjoy the film. Thank you guys so much for coming again, and enjoy the show.
Hi, my name is Angelina Pizzelli, and I play Sarah Apollos.
My role in this movie, I portray the wonderful role of Hades.
Hi, my name is Nicoa Salas, and I played Count Dracula.
I play Paul, and I'm also the stunt coordinator.
My name is Dwayne Bontrager, and I was the DP and editor on this film.
My name is Johnny Ray Jr. The role I played in the movie was John, played in the first scene, and I'm not going to tell you what happens. Can't do that. But I also was first AD, and I did sound.
My name is Alex Javo. I am the director, writer, producer, and actor that plays Ambrogio for the film Ambrogio The First Vampire.
Working with Alex as a director was a really valuable experience in a lot of ways because he creates an environment on set that is so conducive to learning and experimenting and just really having fun.
Alex is one of the most determined, perseverance, like he's a hustler, man. He's always working either on his craft or producing or writing. Amazing writer, by the way. Overall, Alex is just a wonderful guy.
Oh man, working with Alex was a dream. It's his first directorial debut. I mean, you stepped on foot, you would not know that because he just ran that production so well and kept everybody's head aligned. I mean, there was so many things thrown at him every day, and he just kept his cool, kept everybody motivated, and it was just a dream working with Alex Javo. He's just this is just the start of his career. You're going to see his name in many other films throughout his career. It's going to be amazing.
So I've known Alex for years and years, and I've always seen him progressing in his craft, and it's just fascinating to watch him go from what I only know him as an actor to stepping into the directing role. And it's always a challenging thing when a lead actor is also the director. And so I think he pulled it off fantastically with minimal stress and made the set a fun place to be, which is not always the case when you have a first-time director.
Working with Alex as a director was an amazing experience. He held it together. He was he knew it was like his first time directing, but it didn't seem that way. I mean, it was just like he's done it before. It's like he's made for that spot, and him playing the role, seeing the character unfold was just phenomenal to me.
For me, it was really awesome because I was just with my friend kind of just talking about whatever, and he was very loose with me, and then he was just like, which is the kind of director I like. He was very light with me. I didn't pay attention to how much he directed everybody else. But for me, he was just like, well, why don't we just try like a little bit like this? And that was it. And then I would just go, and he was like, it was great. That was perfect. and he would have a lot of fun. It was also interesting because he was, with love, Alex, you were so overworked, and he knows this. He was doing so much, and I think it was I think it was a good thing that I was just there and everybody was there, that we were all friends already, because we just got to like have each other's back, because it was a lot. And I think, I mean, he said that a million times. He wants to make movies and build his team and work with his friends. It's the best way to do it, you know. And that was, I think, a key part to just being able to pull off so much, because he was directing and starring and helping with this and helping with that. Alex, I need you over here and over here. And we had other help, but he was doing a lot, and he wanted to be a part of everything. But it was serious, and it was amazing how he pulled through all of it. And but working with me as an actor and him as director, I loved it. It was just hanging out with my friend. It was just like making a tiny iPhone movie or something.
I've been on a variety of sets, and as an actor first, he knows how to make sure that everybody gets what they need in order to be successful. He gives everyone the tools that they need to bring the best performance that they possibly can. So I was very thankful to have him as a director and a scene partner through most of the film.
Well, yes, because he's my friend, and I just wanted to make movies with my friend. But this role, I don't do a lot of accents. I will say that he pushed me to try doing an accent for Dracula, and this is, I love acting, but I usually just try and stay away from any kind of accent just because it's never been a strong suit of mine as an actor. And he just said, he just was so solid and confident. He's like, bro. It's like, you got this. I believe in you. He was just, it was the perfect person, and I've told it him so many times that I'm just grateful that he gave me, he asked me to take that chance, and I still don't think it was perfect, but I loved how it came together, and it was perfect for what it was, and I would have never ever done that. I don't think for anybody else. For like a director, I would have passed on it because I was trying to avoid this accent. But he really was confident in me in a way that I wasn't, and he asked me to give it a shot, and I'm so glad I did.
Well, it was my first opportunity to be a lead in a feature, so that was extremely humbling, and I was thrilled to have the opportunity to put all of my experience and education to the test. And I saw a lot of myself in the character, and some things that were completely unlike myself. And so it's fun to be able to pull some of your lived experience, but also have to step into her shoes and figure out what that would be like if you were living in her world. So Sarah was a beautiful, well-rounded, really heartfelt character. So I was really honored and humbled to bring her to the screen.
One, Alex asked me to portray Hades, and because of our relationship, there's never going to be a time where I'm going to say no to Alex, unless it's something that crosses the line. I love working with Alex. I hope we ride, our horses into the sunset when we're late in our years. But Alex has a long, very successful career ahead of him. I just couldn't say no to Alex. And on top of that, it's Hades. Ralph Fiennes played Hades. Mitch Lemos played Hades. So just a natural fit.
I've never done interviews like this. See what I mean? Telling you. I felt like I was going to hell there for a second. Why did I say yes to the role? Well, I've always been interested in acting, and when he told me that, hey, would you like to play this role? I was like, you know what? I just went ahead and said yes, and I was like, why not? And found out that I was really good at memorizing the lines, and he told me that I did a fantastic job for the role, and that made me feel good. So I hope to do it again sometime in the future. But with the behind-the-scenes roles that I played, when you work with Alex Javos, you would want to work with him again. And he's like my brother from another mother, and you just can't help but want to work with him over and over and over again. So, and he always treats you right. He's always considerate about, your schedule and everything. So that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to work with him.
Well, like I had said before, I watched Alex for years. I've known him for years, and I've just watched his progress through the film industry, and every project he does keeps getting better and better. And I wanted to believe in him, and I do believe in him, and I jumped onto the project based on that belief that he's gonna keep doing better.
My name is Edwin Berrien, okay, and I've known Alex for quite a while. He's I directed and screenwrote myself. Some of the first short films I ever made. If you didn't know, Alex was actually in them. Small secret, don't tell anybody. A little famous, anyway.
My name is Sarah. I'm here because my boyfriend is friends with Alex and has worked on some projects with him, so I just came to watch.
My name is Jordan Jesus Rios. I met Alex about 6 years ago at the Cobb International Film Festival in Marietta. And at that time he told me that he was trying to be an actor. Well, now here I am at the big screen premiere of Ambrogio, The First Vampire. As someone who's been in the film industry for 35 years, over 35 years, if you had told me that one of the big established directors directed this film, I would believe it, because this isn't an independent film, and it does not read like an independent film. So having said that, I recommend that you watch it. If you're into vampires, even better. It's not very gory. It's not one of those films that you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I still say don't bring your kids to it, or don't let your kids watch it, because because of the subject matter. But I recommend this film, and I am extremely proud of Alex.
There was a few of them. Probably the fight scenes. Yeah, definitely the fight scenes. I'm more of an action person, so that definitely kept me entertained.
Obviously, it was every single scene, but I'm gonna choose one. Let's see. It's I think it's a little bit about me, but I just like intros. It's weird for movies, just the music going and all the B-roll, and I like the house shots and the drone shots. So that whole beginning part gets you in the mood for the story, essentially. And for me, it's I don't know, I put a lot of effort into it when I make my own stuff, so it's a big deal. So as far as my favorite part is just that whole front sequence.
I feel like the film, it far exceeds my expectations on how it looks, the music, the acting. I mean, we had a great team. I can't stop talking about my team. My friends that are my fellow actors, I really enjoyed giving them characters where they could really shine. It was really great to work with Dwayne, and with him editing it and shooting it so beautifully. And Noah Marconi's music just completely fit the film's, the film's intention, being a vampire romance and being a Greek mythology tale that no one really knows about. And so I just couldn't be happier with how it turned out. People should see Ambrogio the First Vampire, because not only is vampires hot right now, but it's a film for everybody to watch. It's got its romance, it's got its fantasy mythological element to it. It has its beautiful romantic story behind it, and you learn a little bit about history with the Greek culture, with Italian culture. So it's got a little bit of everything, you know, and so I really feel like, you know, it's also not completely, you know, graphic to where it's uncomfortable to watch in any way. But it's just, it has something in it for everybody. I would definitely come back and do it again. It was, with all the challenges thrown at me, I felt like I really grew as an artist overall and as an actor. And yes, I would do it all over again, step by step. You know, this being my first film it's my first film, my first feature film as a director. So I learned a lot, and I'm going to take what I learned into my next film and just keep going, because I have a lot of great people, as you see behind me, and Ambrogio's gained a lot of great interest, and so I'm just gonna keep plugging along. I've got many stories I want to tell. The next story is about a boxer that turns into the mafia, named Enzo. So it's a Rocky, Godfather, Scarface type of movie that I'm in development for.
I gotta give a special shout out to Queen here. That she was truly a champion of this film being not only made, but being finished and being delivered to distribution and stuff. This movie wouldn't have been completed without the people involved in it. And Eddie, can you take a stand? Eddie! One of my executive producers. I mean, as you guys know, it takes a village. Would you guys have anything to say?
My name might have been in the credits a lot, but this is the brainchild of Alex, and he has been passionately pushing to, bless you. Sorry. That's okay, you're allowed to sneeze. He has been passionately pushing to make this project happen for how many years now?
6 years.
6 years. And as he mentioned earlier, he already did a shorter version of this, and even more low budget than this.
No budget.
But when
Me and my mom.
No budget. But to see how it's come together and have so many incredible people here to celebrate it with us is truly extremely humbling and such an honor. And I want to say congratulations to you, Alex, first and foremost. I could not be prouder of you and everything that you put into this film. And just the way that you handled yourself through this process. There were a lot of ups and downs, people. There were a lot of trials that we had to deal with on the day, and then in post-production, as you know, even more. But through it all, even on the days where he wanted to wave the white flag and say, you know, I can't do this anymore, it's just not worth it, we'll just do self-distribution, Alex still managed to ensure that everyone around him felt appreciated, everyone around him was taken care of. He created an environment on set that was incredibly conducive to learning and very collaborative, and anybody could have made this film. The myth is something that's online. Let me finish my sentence! Anybody could have told this story, but only Alex could have done it like this. There's a lot of films out there, a lot of indie films, and a lot of really passionate people in this room and in Atlanta and the Southeast market. But Alex has been investing everything into it for many years now, and it is just truly a pleasure and an honor to see him highlighted in this way and to see this film demonstrate the full capacity of everything that he can do. But I say that, and you guys have only seen the beginning. So thank you, Alex. Congratulations.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know how I can follow that up. That was awesome. But yeah, watching Alex take this from the early days that I was a part of it, and it's just been amazing just to watch. Every day we were on set, it was just fun to watch, and I learned from you, you know, and sometimes I feel like I'm somewhat seasoned, but you know, I'm always learning, and it was just fun to watch you put it together and keep your calmness. You know, days that I probably would have just lost it, you know, but yet you kept the whole thing intact, and so yeah, it was just a really great experience, and I just want to say thank you for you know, including me on this. This is my first feature that I was able to see from the start to finish, and just thank you for letting me be a part of it.
We will be taking questions if you have any.
Can you project?
Can you project?
Yeah, I'll do my best. For both of you, what was the most difficult scene in the movie to get through?
On the day or in the edit?
That's a good question. I'll say on the day for this.
Okay. You first.
Seeing you beat the crap out of Ange, and I can't yell cut because I need the whole scene, and seeing her in the monitor look like she's such a great actress. I didn't know if she was really hurt or not, and I was like, man, I just got to keep it rolling. That was really tough for me on the day.
Yeah, that was definitely a rough one. Fully dissociated on the first take. That was a new experience for me, but we got through it, and it was great. But I would say the hardest all-around day was the dance scene. For those of you who are not familiar with the script, the dance scene was intended to take place toward the end of Act 3 of the film. And it was supposed to be a date night where they go to this music festival, and it had a completely different intention behind the scene. And then we showed up to set that night, ready to go, had all of our dialogue prepared, and then it thunderstormed consistently for 6 hours straight. And we had fortunately already gotten set up under the gazebo, so we weren't getting soaked at least, but we had some waterlogged equipment. And we knew there was no chance we were going to record any dialogue that day because it was pounding on the top of the gazebo.
The generator was completely underwater, and I'm like, this is going to break my bank. But thankfully God was on my side, and it didn't have any damage, thank God.
Yeah, so that day was really rough. We had just done an overnight the night before, filming all this stuff by the tree. And the fight scenes in the barn, that was all the night before, so we were already exhausted, and then to show up and just the rain not relent was was really rough. But once we got through that and figured out how we could still find a way to incorporate it into the film, it's one of my favorite scenes. You can kind of, if you look closely, see actual lightning in the background. That is not visual effects. It was actually lightning that night. So yeah, I would say that was probably technically the hardest to film.
It's just an observation, Alex. And you know, I get to judge films for film festivals, and I see some shit. Just to to put it bluntly, I gotta say, bro, this does not read like an indie film. It does not read like an indie film, and I'm telling you, I've been in this industry for 35 years. And if you had told me that one of those big established directors had directed this film, I would have believed you. And I don't say that lightly.
Thank you, brother.
Very nice.
I just wanted to ask, what was one of your favorite parts when filming, and then what was your favorite parts during the edit?
For me. My favorite part filming was, giving you Dracula, and with your with your record of being such a great comedic actor, it was really fun to see you play one of the most iconic characters there is, Count Dracula. So it was a real treat to share the screen with you. It was really fun to see that in the edit. And it was fun to, I remember this moment. I mean, there was, tons of great moments making out with her over and over again. But no, I really was tickled to see when we were at the barn and it was you two, Dracula and Hades, just being so menacing towards me. I was just like, it was like, it was a lot of joy to see you guys having a good time playing these roles. These known characters were my guys like, who's that? And, huh?
3 a.m.?
Oh yeah, that was a long one. That was the longest one, yeah. I'm surprised no one pointed out my bloodshot eyes there. But yeah, that was one of my favorites. Oh, Tony again.
I would say my favorite moment in the edit was when Noah's score arrived.
Yeah.
Because when we would go back and edit things and the score wasn't playing, it was amazing the difference. Like, wow, this feels kind of empty now. Like, without the score, he just did such an incredible job and elevated everything that we built to a whole new level. So that was really, really special in the edit. And I would probably say one of my favorite moments on set was just everything we shot in the historic house.
Yeah.
It's just those 2 days. What was it, 32 pages in 2 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
19 pages in one day.
Yeah, a master class in what not to do as an AD. No offense to you, Johnny. Don't do that because it's stressful. But to have such an incredible team of people come together to make that happen was beautiful to witness, and everybody just buckling down and doing everything that they could to help us get everything done and save money because that house was expensive to film in.
What about Dwayne? What's your favorite?
Yeah.
What's your
favorite moments
Yeah, dude.
on set and in the edit?
What's your favorite moment editing?
If you have one.
Edited every second.
Probably when we handed it off.
Yeah.
The last day.
When it was done.
Because it came back so many times. Yeah, and then I have to agree, the moment that score came in, wow, it just, it really was special to hear what he came up with. It was really nice. And then on set, man, wow, just anything in that house. It was just it just made lighting so beautiful and just everything about it. So it ended up being such a character of the film, So, yeah, just anything shot in that house just made it special.
What made you choose Ambrogio as your first feature?
It's cheaper than
It's I have a couple scripts that I've written or trying to make and stuff, and looking at the scope of some of them, like I've got like a street racing movie that's going to be like $1 billion. I have a boxing gangster movie that I'm trying to do next that's going to be hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars maybe. And then so this one looked like okay, blood and teeth aren't that much. So really the budget and the Greekness. I'm Greek and I tell everyone around that I'm Greek all the time. Any other oh, you sir. How long did it take me to decide to make this movie in particular? I mean, 6 years. I mean, it took me, during those 6 years, I made the short film with my mom, and it looked and sounded like crap, because I didn't know what I was doing, but it was film school, and coming at it from as an actor. And yeah, after that, I had all these ideas for it, to come back to it, to redo it, or to do it this way. I mean, I had I had several short script versions of it. And there's one guy I'd like to bring up here, Johnny Ray. As you guys know, because it's part of that answer. This guy right here not only was the first guy we see in it, but he did our sound and helped me come up with the story. Because one day after we, were finishing up Malcolm, which was my first feature that I produced, he was dragging me to the theater to watch vampire movies, like Renfield, Nick Cage playing Dracula, and then Last Voyage of the Demeter. And he was the one that was like, we should do a vampire film, because he's a big vampire fan, obviously. And I'm like, well, funny you should know, I've actually made a vampire film. Looks like crap, it sounds like crap, but I did it. And he was like, well, let me take a look. And I was like, you don't want to look at this thing. You're gonna end our friendship and ghost me. And he encouraged me, and he was like, come on, it's not that bad. It can't be that bad. And so I sent it to him, and he was like, it ain't that bad. And I was like, I was like, well, there you go, ready to be blocked. But no, it was his encouragement that brought me back to Ambrogio, and when he was like, well, we should do it. We should do this as a feature. And, and if you need help with coming up with the story, I love vampires. Lost Boys is my favorite movie, favorite vampire movie. And so yeah, this movie wouldn't have even been done if it wasn't for his encouragement. So encourage your friends. Do you have anything to say? Oh, and Taz developing the script. Matthew Tanchman, who's up in Michigan, helping us with the story. But you have a few words.
Hey everybody. First, let's get all the cast. Everybody that cast, stand up. Let's give them a hand. They did great. Everybody. Yeah. They're great. Awesome people. But Alex is right. I'm a huge fan of the vampire genre. I've probably seen almost every vampire movie that you probably can think of. I'm sure there's several that I have missed, but it was a very, very, it was a blessing. Yeah, it was a blessing.
80 and 80, assisting each other.
It was a blessing being on this film, getting to work with all of these people, Nakoa, Mitch, Tony up there. Everybody on set was incredible, phenomenal, and thank you very much for coming out and being part of it and doing a fantastic job at what you do, everybody. Also, one of my big BTS thing is on the day that they was very, very hard for Alex here, we were sitting there watching the director's monitor, and when she slapped...
You have to give the backstory.
We were sitting there going over the scene where she slaps Tony, and she actually slapped the S-H-I-T out of Tony, and I was like, I mean,
he asked for it.
He did. He told her. He was like, just hit me, just do it. But I was just like, I was blown away, and I mean, it was just, it just sticks out in my brain. But
not a sound effect.
And that was definitely not a sound effect. That was all hand on skin.
Sorry.
But thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate it. This is a great turnout. I was like blown away when almost all seats were filled up. I met Alex on the set of Malcolm, and I would not be where I am today in the industry if it wasn't for this guy right here. This guy introduced me to Tony, introduced me to Mitch, to everybody that I've worked with on set. He's the guy that introduced me to them. And I really appreciate it. I love you, brother. You're my brother from another mother. And if it wasn't for you, then the opportunities that you provided for me, and one of them was the bounty. Yeah. So this right here, and
check it out on YouTube.
Check it out on YouTube. But if it wasn't for him, then I don't know where I would be in the industry. Probably be not here. Watching vampire movies, absolutely. I would still be the cinephile that I am, but I would not be where I am today. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Stick around, hang out.
Go check out Ambrogio the First Vampire.
Ambrogio the First Vampire.
Go see Ambrogio!
Check out Ambrogio the First Vampire.
Ambrogio the First Vampire.
Everyone needs to go check out Ambrogio anywhere it's at.
Go see Ambrogio the First Vampire, right now available on Amazon Prime Video. And if you're like me and you like your DVDs, you can buy the DVD on Walmart online or Amazon Prime Video.